Hey, CK here, and I'm back with another Automation Monday. Do you use spreadsheets much, or for that matter, do you do work that requires consistent, accurate text entry? In this Automation Monday, I'll show you a macro I made to enter text into a spreadsheet quickly and efficiently, but it'll work anywhere that you need to enter text. So here's the context. As part of my job for a music publisher, I review lots of audio files submitted by composers. I report back to the label about those files using a spreadsheet. A typical comment that I would need to make is, hey, this composer provided a file that would be a lot more useful to us if it were split up into separate files. Now, if you're a music producer, you'll know what I'm talking about. A stem, say, where they've combined a lead part and an accompaniment part on the same stem, which we don't want. So when I see something like that, I'm going to create a note in my report back to the label advising the owner to request the split from the composer in a note like the example you see me typing very painfully here. But I want to work quickly. So instead of typing that myself, I can automate almost all of it. So let's see how that works. To start off, this macro assumes two things. One is that I've copied the file name of the stem, the file in question, so I've got that file name sitting on my clipboard. And the second thing it assumes is that I've already selected the cell where I want this comment typed. In Keyboard Maestro, here's the action I'm going to use. It's a insert text by pasting to enter that text. And you'll notice the part with the percentage signs around it that says System Clipboard. That's called a token. It's like a stand-in. It's the clipboard contents, that file name that I copied before I launched the macro. Now, here's the thing. If I were to paste directly into a selected cell in Apple numbers, it would put each new line of my chunk of text there into the next cell down, rather than putting them all together in one cell. So that's not what I want. So before I paste, I need to actually get into the cell and enable it for editing. You can do that by double-clicking, but because I'm automating this, I want to do it with a keyboard shortcut, and Option Return is that shortcut. So I use the Keyboard Maestro action, simulate keystroke, and I just tell it I want it to do an Option Return, and it does. Now, with the cursor enabled and alive inside that cell, when we paste, the whole text chunk is going to stay together just like we want it to. And I'm just showing you the example here with that placeholder token in it, but when we run the macro, it'll fill in what's on the clipboard. So once we've done that, we just need to get back out of the cell. In other words, turn off editing, and we can do that by issuing Command Return to exit the cell. The cell is going to stay selected. Now, this macro goes on from there to shade the cell yellow, which I use to alert the publisher that some action is required on his part. We'll check out that part another time because it's just a little more advanced than what we've done so far today, but it's still pretty easy. All right, that's it for this week. I hope that that's been helpful, maybe inspiring to build some of your own macros. If you're interested in learning more, the first thing you can do is download Keyboard Maestro as a demo and just try it out. But I'd also encourage you to check out my 2 classes on Skillshare. One is a Getting Started class. It'll get you up and running in like an hour and 15 minutes. It's called Easy, Powerful Mac Automation for Creative Pros using Keyboard Maestro. And I have a second class that is specifically about creating smart pauses in your macros to make them more reliable and more consistent. All right, that's it for this week. Cheers.